G'day, welcome back to another episode of Togl. Well, this week I've just got a few little tasks to do. Haven't been up the block for a few days because we've just had quite a big storm cell come through. We've had a couple of days of heavy rain and we needed it too. The ground was getting really dry. You could see the grass was drying out. Now, I've been here for about a year and 3 days now, and I remember when we first got here last year, everything was lush green, so I think it is a little bit unusual as to how dry it actually got for those last few weeks. I had to start carting water up to water the grapevines and that sort of thing. Anyway, the rain really was fantastic. It soaked into the ground. It's very, very humid today though I'm noticing that. But look, one of the things that I want to get stuck onto first is this. Now this was the original dog shelter that we built when we were living down on the river down at Haybridge for the first 6 months. Now we just used a ply, and as you can see the ply is starting to delaminate with the weather, even though we painted it. It was never going to last that long anyway. Now I've got another dog kennel over in the veggie patch / dog run, so they've got that one, but this one I've just been storing some stuff in. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to take this ridge cap off the top and I'm going to start chopping up some of this tin that I've got here. Now this is just old sheets of tin that we used for dragging logs around under the front so the logs wouldn't dig in. So they're all bent up and twisted. So I'm really not going to use them in full length sheets, but they'll be great just to cut in pieces and put across here. So that's what I'm going to get stuck onto first. Now I've got a bit of tidying up to do. I need to move a few logs around. I might even crack into that stump, that big stump, and start chopping into some of that because I got the chainsaw fixed. One of them anyway. The sprockets came in the mail, 10-second job, put it together, so that's done too. So yeah, I just want to do a bit of tidy up here. I don't want to travel around on the block here too much because it is still quite wet. So I'm just going to stick to this general area right here and just get a little bit of maintenance, kind of like yard work done. So, and then whatever else I decide to do over the next few days. Hope you enjoy this episode. One of the little projects that Kay has been working on at home is to sprout some sweet potato. So what she did was she got a sweet potato, she cut it into 3 pieces and she just put toothpicks through and had it suspended in a glass of water just with the top open. Now it took quite a few months, but as you can see now starting to get you know, we've got the plant growing and roots coming along nicely. So I've already planted a couple of these around, one over near the corn, 2 in here with the normal potatoes. But I'm just going to pop this one in with the normal potato bed as well. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the sweet potatoes grow here. It's just a trial, we'll see what comes of it. And while we're in here in the garden, let me take you for a bit of a look around and just see how things are progressing. So here you can see our asparagus plant. is coming along nicely, getting all fluffy there. And then our new pea seedlings, the second round, are coming up beautifully. And the broccoli is doing well too. We've got a little squash or something in the corner. It's starting to take shape. There's also a couple of leeks just there as well. Let's see what comes of them. Over here on the next patch, and starting down the back, you can see that we've got these were cucumbers actually, and they're flowering nicely, so that's really good. And then we've got some more onions coming up, and then we've got carrots starting to come up nicely there. And then we've got the onions that Kay had planted in seed trays first, and they're getting nice and thick now. They'll start growing fast, especially with this rain and the heat and humidity. And then over here we've got our potato patch. So the potatoes are coming along nicely, and you can see just down in there, that's one of the sweet potatoes right there in the center. And I've got another sweet potato in there. You can tell it just looks a little different there. And I've just put the other one in the corner there. Now the free asparagus that we got, it's coming along well. I've actually got 4 plants that I can see here that are 4 crowns that have come up. This one here is doing really well. It's even got flowers coming up on it. And then just to the right of it, we have another one that's come up. And then across on the back, we have that one there that's shot up well. Another couple of little sprouts in beside it there, you can see. And then this one over here on the corner, it's just a couple of sprouts there, just crowning through now. And then our corn's doing well. The corn is really taking off now, which is fantastic. Some of the plants are actually quite large. The smaller ones are the second crop that I planted because I staggered the planting. And I've got another sweet potato growing in there as well. And then our strawberry plant's doing well. It's actually getting strawberries on it. I might have to cover that soon, stop the birds getting into it. And then I had planted Brussels sprouts. Now I didn't think the Brussels sprouts were going to sprout, but you can see here that row, they are starting to come up. That's these little broadleaf ones right here. They're Brussels sprouts running right up the back. I also put some underneath that bottle just to protect them. So yeah, that's coming along well. Let's go down and have a look at the fruit trees. Now I've got that IBC covered because they say that the IBCs, if they sit out in the sun, they tend to get brittle and crack. So it was recommended to cover it with something. So I just covered it with an old blanket, one of the old dog's blankets. So the plum tree, that's coming along good. Everything's looking healthy. Our 3 cherry trees are still doing well. No problems there. Alrighty, I got some work to do. Alright, got a little distracted there. I remembered I needed to plant that sweet potato. I needed to do that before the heat got to it, so we just popped in the veggie patch, got that done. Now, I got the ridge cap off. What I need to do is measure how long I need these pieces of tin to be, and then I'll get to cutting. I'm going to keep the edge of it just above the timber rather than below the timber. I know that means the edge of the timber will get wet and it could probably fall apart worse, but I have a bee coming to say hello. But seriously, I don't think that's going to matter so much. What I'm concerned about is I don't want anyone walking past or the dogs running past and cutting themselves on the tin. So I'd rather have the tin up a little bit higher than the timber. So that's why I'm going to do it that way. The timber's shot anyway, and it's only a rough house thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. in on both sides. Now I'll just get the ridge cap back on again. Should keep it going for another 12 months or so. On to the next task. Alright, next task for the day. I need to clear up some more of this log. As you can see, we've cleared a fair amount of it. Most of it's down the back in that pile for firewood, except for the big lengths that we've already milled up. The couple of pieces down the back here, I will drag them up so that they can be milled, but all this stuff in here along the side, I need to chop that up into pieces so I can drag it down the back to the firewood pile, and then I'll probably start to slice up this big log as well. I want to try and get all this cleared up. I'm not going to get it all done today, but I'm definitely going to do a bit more on it. We're getting close now, so time to get on to that. Well, over the last hour or so, those clouds have been building, and I was expecting it. We were due more rain today. I thought I might have got lucky this morning when I got up, the sun was shining, but no, here's the rain now. And the rain's very welcome anyway, so I'm probably not going to get much more else done up here today. So that'll be it for now, and hopefully the rain is gone tomorrow. It's supposed to be. I'll come up, I'll get some more done. So I'm just up here doing some work on the track, and I just spotted an echidna. I've seen a few around, but this is the first one I've seen on the block. I'll see if I can get some footage of him for you. You know, he just wandered down here somewhere. Where'd he go? Now I've lost him. Let me find him, hold on. Okay, I just found him. I figured, I was looking here, I'm like, where did he go under? That's about the only spot he could go under, is sort of just in there. So I looked in there, and then I spotted him. He's just hiding down in there. You can just see his spikes. But I don't think I can move these logs. So yeah, he's well and truly hidden in there. So I'm not going to be able to show you much of him, unfortunately. So I got the brush cutter fixed and one of the chainsaws fixed, so I just got to get this last bit of road done. It's probably only maybe 100 meters or so to where the fence is, so but we've got this really thick brush here that I need to get through, so I'm just going to get through that now. Well, it's been a big afternoon up here. Probably spent about 6 hours or so. It's been cool and cloudy, but very humid, so absolutely drenched sweating. Anyway, I'm not filming every tree that I bring down, obviously, because that's going to get a bit boring. I wish I'd been filming this one though, because this one's interesting. I'm going to show you. So I thought I'll take down one more small blackwood, and it was growing right beside a fairly large gum tree, probably a gum tree about the size of that one just there. So a decent sized one. I won't touch that yet. Kind of like that actually. There's the little one there, and then there's the bigger ones, although I'll take the little one down. Anyway, I was taking down the little one, and I was almost ready to go, and then instead of the blackwood moving, all the earth was like moving towards me. It was like I felt all dizzy, like I was going down. I knew I wasn't going down. What is going on here? And it clicked. Everything seemed to happen so slowly, but it clicked. The blackwood was pushing against this big gum tree, which was actually rotten, and the whole tree just lifted up out of the ground. So that massive, I was chopping down this little guy right here, and it had its branches, you can see up there, it had its branches wrapped around. And so as it went down, there mustn't have been much in this big tree, and the ground's pretty soft from the last few days of rain, and it just pulled that clean out of the ground, which in a way is awesome. But check this out. So yeah, two birds with one stone, so to speak. But yeah, this nice big gum down. I just come up and just trimmed that off there before I grabbed the camera to show you. That's why the chainsaw's up here at this point. But if I come around here, work my way around, and we'll see. So this is about the end of the blackwood, which is cool. I thought that's okay because I had my fuel can and stuff here, and wouldn't you know it, the way that this fell is that this big guy, it landed, it didn't have enough momentum to hit the ground. There must be something jamming it. All the ends snapped off, but it disintegrated completely above where the jerrys and that were, so it didn't crush them. Yeah, quite lucky. But that's a big tree. It's all rotted out. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna just I'm just gonna clean this tree up a bit, probably give it another 30 minutes, and then I'm heading home. I'm buggered. We've cleared a fair bit here today, but yeah, we're getting close now. And tomorrow I've got excavator contractor coming up to have a look at this area and give me a quote, tell me what it's going to cost and how long it's going to take to dig a road through here. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, I'll pick it up tomorrow when we're up here with the contractor. See you then. So just heading back home, and I spotted this echidna on the side of the road. So I thought I'd stop and film him for you. Now, this little guy is looking for ants along the side of the road. The ants like the side of the road because of the warmth. You'll be able to see that he's trying to turn over all the compacted dirt there and get into those ants. You will notice as you see those ants running around, little white specks as well. What that is the little ant larvae, the little baby ants. So all the ants are grabbing the babies. Run, we're being attacked, save the babies. Now echidnas are a very special animal. Them and platypus, they belong to a class called monotremes. What makes them so unique is they're the only two mammals that lay eggs. So both found in Australia and nowhere else. Well, it's been another big day up here today. Just doing the same stuff, you know, cutting down trees and slashing all that rubbishy stuff up there on the road, but we are so close to having that done. Now the excavator guys, they did come up this morning, did a quick look around, and they're going to send me a quote. They reckon it'll take about 3 days to do, so I'll be interested to see what it's going to cost to get done, to get that done in the 3 days. But anyway, that's it for this episode. So I hope you've enjoyed it. A couple of different things there again, and I will see you next week. So have a great weekend. Stay safe. I'll talk to you then. Cheers.